Yeah, let's start the meeting. Okay, the meeting is recorded. So as usual, please have your last name displayed first. We will work on your lab exercise 5 today. Yeah, so as usual, we will work on lab exercise on Monday. Please make sure you will submit by Wednesday class. So then Wednesday, we will have time to work on your assignment. Yeah, we have couple greeting in the chat. So welcome for everyone. Okay, let's start the meeting. Before I answer your question, yeah, your assignment 4, I'm not graded yet, but I finished grading your assignment 3. Okay, so that means have everyone join the meeting. Yeah, so I grade your assignment 3. So your assignment 3, most of you did a good job for your table display, but some of you not really using the set width, set W correctly. You just kind of try to make the format correct. But one thing is the reason why we need to use the set W is just like we say your Excel table, right? Did you have 2 columns? So first column and the second column, they both have each cell in the first column, they have the same width. So that's a set W in the C++ we can use. So some of you actually not really use the set width correctly. You just try to use that and add different number for each cell to make them look like a table format. So that's why actually I did deduct a couple points because the way you use that actually is not really correct. You already know you have 2 columns. One thing is title. You say account holder, interest rate, and your principal or something. So then you have second column is your value. So that's why all the data in the second column, they should be have the same width. So your set W, the parameter should be all the same in each column. So that's why it's not really used correctly. So I deduct a couple points. Off topic point, do you have syntax using for this textbook? Yeah, that's really a off topic question. I don't teach 165 for next semester. So if I teach 165, actually I use different textbook as this one. It's not this one. Okay. But I know some professor they use the same one. Okay. So assignment 4 I didn't grade yet. So if you didn't submit, please try to catch it up. From now, at least I see most of you submit your assignment. So before we go to the lecture video, do you have any other question for me? For the past assignment or everything? Yeah, I think assignment 3, yeah, we have 1 resubmission.
Miss Law,
Yes?
we had like a quiz this weekend, and we usually get like 2 attempts, and the last one we only got 1. So in the future, is it gonna be usually 2, or are you gonna go to 1?
Should be 1. Yeah, I know one thing is, actually it's not, you usually should get 2. Supposedly you only have 1 attempt. Then later on, is every time maybe some student tell me, especially the first couple quiz, student the past semester, they say they didn't do well. So then I let you guys to the second attempt. So then turn out I forgot to change you guys back to 1. So then you all have 2 at the beginning. Yeah, but actually the quiz actually only 1 attempt supposedly. Just the first few I forgot to change back to 1. So then turn out I think also the first beginning you guys don't know well about the quiz format or the style. So then I said, okay, just let you guys do the average. Yeah, but now the same thing, since I think you guys should be understand more about how the quiz look like. Yeah, so then, yeah, it's only 1/10. Do you have any issue or?
Professor, I have a question regarding the logic operation or. How do you create the pipe symbol on the keyboard?
Which symbol? The pipe? The pipe.
Correct.
Yeah, the pipe is on your keyboard, your backslash. Did you see the backslash?
I see it now.
Yeah.
I've been looking at a keyboard for decades, and only now did I recognize it.
Yeah, we have that. Otherwise, it's difficult to use that.
Thank you.
Yeah, we have that pipe. Yeah. Okay, so now from now on, your quiz only have one attempt. So please be careful when you take the quiz. You need to be ready. And also, like we say, actually all your quiz and the midterm exam and also final exam, yeah, it's open book, open note, just close friend. Yeah, open book, open note, open IDE. So that's why you should be ready. You should be ready because these programming courses, we are not really ask you to memorize anything. But one thing is, it's the same thing. You should read your textbook before you start the quiz. It's not until then to go over your textbook. So there are only one attempt for now. Okay, any other question?
Yeah. I have a question. Am I unmuted?
No, I can hear you.
Okay, yes. My question is regarding exam. I think, are we still asking about the assignment 4 or about the video clips now? I'm sorry.
Video clip, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I have a question about the video clips.
Okay.
As far as logical operators are concerned, there's the vertical bar as well as the and there's also a not one. So how would you do the not symbol and how does it take priority over the other two?
Okay, so since you guys start talking about the lecture video, right? So that's the lecture video. So not, yeah, the not actually is the exclamation mark, right?
So, okay.
Right, so that's just exclamation mark for the not.
No.
So not how we see the priority, okay? So remember here we told you in the video. So we told you actually even you have not, you have greater than equal, those logical operator, right? Or you have and, you have or. But be careful, you are not have the highest priority. Because one thing is you are not and or. This logical operator, they are connect to rational statements. So they have two we say two how can I forget operant operant, yeah. So logical operator and or they have left and right, right? So they have two operand to work with them. But not only has one. So that's why whenever you see the exclamation mark, right, they right away need to work with the operand next to that. So that's why we say you have a higher priority. Okay, so what does that mean? That means here, you can see this one, I have exclamation mark, then parentheses. In parentheses, you have x greater than equal to z. But this one, you see, they only have one thing, right? So of course, parentheses always have the highest priority. So that's why we do the x greater than equal to z. We check this result. So since x equal to 12, z is -4. So this one inside the parentheses, they are true. So after you finish the parentheses, you say, oh, that's not parentheses, so become false. So this one you are okay, you need to do the parentheses first, then not, right? However, continue. If we see this one, you see the next one. Next one, we have x greater than not y. So that's mean you see your not y, you need to do that first. Okay, so not y you need to do first. So then this one actually need to be very careful. Okay, this one actually the result is what? It's true. But you need to be careful. What is the not y? Y equal to 5. So what is not y? Yeah, this one did I explain in the lecture or not? This one is interesting. You need to be careful. What is the not 5? Not y?
Z.
Huh? Say again.
It's Z, right? It's not Y.
That's y. Yeah, I mean y.
Yeah. So you said it's not Y.
Yeah, what is not y?
Z is not Y.
No, anything. No, anything
Oh,
not.
Is any number that's not 5? Oh, okay. My bad.
Okay. No, let me explain now. It's weird, right? What is not y? Okay, now you need to be careful. When we work in using the and, or not, right? We are working with what? The Boolean value. We're working with the bool value. So that's why this one, be careful. This one we say not y is what? The first thing, y is 5, right? Y is 5, right? Okay, so if y is 5, we only think about the bool value. Y is 5, should be true or false? Should be true or false? 5 is true or false?
Yeah, Y is 5 true.
Y is true. Be careful. Remember we told you. Bool mean what? The bool you have true and false, right? Actually, true and false just mean if you are equal to 0, you are false. Any number other than 0 is true. So that's why when we do the not, right, we will consider y is a bool value. So y is 5. 5 consider the bool value is true. It's true. So y is true. So not true become false, right? Are you agree with me? Not true become false.
Right.
Right. False is what?
0.
Becomes 0. Okay, false. When you become this one from the bool value, you become false, right? But then when the false start comparing with the value, they become 0. So x equal to 12. 12 greater than 0 or not?
True.
Yeah. I know this one is little.
True.
Yes, so then become true. So that one is a little weird. I just want you to confirm to tell you when you work with the and or not, okay, they are what? They work with the operand as bool operand. So that's why all the value left side or right side, when you use the and, you need to translate into the true or false. Okay, so that's why actually when we do the not y, right? Yeah, not y is not like we change the y becomes something else. We need to consider y when we plug in the value, y is 5. Then we need to interpret 5 is true or false. So any number not 0 is true. So that's why so this value becomes true. So not true become false. But when here become false, right? Then if I need to using the conditional operator, the greater than to do the comparison, right? The conditional operator work with number. They work with number. So here this true. Yeah, this false need to interpret become value. So that's 0. So then 12 greater 0 is the whole thing. Conditional operator become true. So then this one is true. Okay. This one actually is a very interesting example. But I think I still didn't answer Kevin's question yet, right? But
I
are
thought
you
you
guys
did.
really? Are you guys okay with earlier how I explained? Yeah, but what I want to say is when Kevin asks about not and or, how you do the the order is, for example, I do this one. We just did this one, and later I will change back. Okay, so this one, if I make this one become this, you see I have a not in the front, right? Yeah, you have not, parenthesis, x equal to y, and parenthesis, z greater than y. Okay, can you tell me what we should do first for this statement? For this one, what should we do first?
Statement, does she have a reader?
Yeah, so this one, let's say we need to do everything. We need to do parentheses first, right? So you see here, I have parentheses. X equal to y, true or false? X is
False.
yeah, y is 5. They are not equal, right? So that's false. Okay. So then, like we say, not have the higher priority than and. So after I finish the parentheses, this one is false, right? But I need to right away work with the not. So not false become what?
True.
Become true. Good. So after you finish the left-hand side, right? So then we see we have and, right? So then and, I need to do the right-hand side. So here is true. So then you see z greater than y is
False.
false. Okay, so that's I say we do not first, then we do and or. Yeah, I already forgot what we have. So here is false, right? And here is true, right? And this one is true, right? So false and true. Yeah, and they need to be both to be true, so they are still false. So one false, you already false. Are you okay with that now? When we say the priority, why not have the highest priority? You good? Okay, I need more sign. Okay, one nodding head, one thumb up. Okay, 5 thumb up. Okay, much better. Okay, so let me change back. I won't change my 4.5. Okay, so anything else from your logical operator? Are you all good with the logical operator? Yes, good. Okay, so then how about input validation? Okay, so now, actually we will have a lot of input validation continue with the programming point of view. But since now we talk about if statements, we talk about logical operator. So that's why sometimes if you have the input for the user, for example, for the grades, right? No matter your grades, unless we have extra credits, suppose it shouldn't be greater than 100. And also the same thing, no matter your work, if you at worst you got a 0, you definitely don't want your grade is negative, right? So that's why sometimes when you do the input, we have some reasonable input range. Yeah, so then a lot of time we need to do the input validation. Okay, so then we'll give you the example is input validation about the test scores. They need to be greater, equal to 0 or less than equal to 100. So that's the input validation. Okay, and also please, so far from C++, we don't have this kind of operator. Okay, so when you have, in math, right? In math, we say grade should be greater equal to 0, less than equal to 100. We can do like this. But in C++, there's no such thing. So when you do that, you need to do the grade greater equal to 0, then end, then grade less than equal to 100. Unfortunately, on compiler, some compiler can do that, but now I just want to tell you, we do the traditional way. In C++, there's no the combine operator thing. You have to write like this. Be very careful. Other than that, do you have any other question for your video on the input validation? Or generally, any other question for your Monday video?
Yeah, I had a quick question about the input validation.
Yeah.
Why would we want to ever do a variable with the same name? Is that just, I just don't understand.
I cannot hear you. I cannot hear you very clear. Even my volume already the maximum. Can you say it again?
Using the same variable.
Oh, can you hear me better now?
Okay, much better.
Sorry. To using two variables with the same name. Why would we ever want to use the same name?
No, two variables. No, you cannot have same name. What do you mean have same name?
Slide example 16, slide 17.
Slide 17. Oh, you mean this one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this one. Okay. Okay, what's your question?
Why would we ever want to have the same name? Why not just put like number 1 and then number 2?
Very good. Okay. This question, this example, when I give you, you will feel like, come on, so weird. Why you need to do that? Okay. But here we just want to tell you this example is so small, right? Okay. This is for the future. Okay. Future, when your program is really big. Okay. For example, we didn't talk about the loop yet, but sometimes this one we just want to tell you, okay, can you have two variables with the same name? Supposedly, if they are in the same scope, we shouldn't do that. But sometimes afterward, you see now your program only 25 lines. But in the future, your program may be 250 lines. Your program may be 2,500 lines. Then why your program is so big? Because they all have small function. Or inside your main function, you have some while loop or for loop. So then sometimes some variable, they just using temporary for a function or for a code block. Here we call code block. So can we using the same name? Yeah, you can. But here we just told you what is, even using the same name, right? You see here from line 15 to line 22. The if statement. Then you have the braces. So this braces actually is not only you can have after the if statement. You can have this braces anytime inside your program. You just want to do something. They kind of give you a special location or special room. Those braces, they can define their own variable. Those variable after the we call that braces, right? In between line 16 to 22. We call they are a code block. After the code block finish, right? Those variables are disappeared. They are gone. They just temporarily used to do something. For example, maybe next week we will start talking about loop. For example, inside this code block, I just want to print hello world 100 times. Okay, so then I need to have a counter to count 1, 2, 3, 4 times until 100 times. So this variable, they can be the same as outside this loop. But you don't need to worry, they are the same because those variables only live inside this code block. Once this code block finish, right, this inside numbers variable, the memory is released. Okay, did you get the point now? Yeah, the purpose is not here. In the future, when you do 165, 200, you know, you'll do the object-oriented concept. You have a class, you have object. So those variables, actually, can I have the same name? You can. They are in different scope. They have different purpose. They won't interfere with each other. Even they interfere, we will told you how to identify the difference. Okay, but here we just start telling you, you have this. Okay, so I see Jeffrey, you raise your hand, you have a question?
Yeah, Ms. Lowe, so in theory, would it be possible to solve any confusion that might be derived from the same variables in, even if they are in different loops or such? Would it be possible to either number them /XYZ or use, if you're using such a thing, the name of the, for lack of a better term, section that they're in, if that exists?
Actually, Jeffrey, since you're taking my Java class, right? So that's why now that means actually using, I kind of, let me make sure that's the meaning you mean. So actually, you don't need to worry about the variable name, they are the same. Okay, so when they are the same, right? Even outside, they have the same variable name. How you distinguish that? I just using the, because you take 255 now, so I just using the object-oriented concept to explain. Even you see here, we say if these numbers, right, they are inside the object. So then how to distinguish different numbers? This variable name all the same. But this variable name, even they are all numbers, right? But we have different objects. So they become object 1 dot number, object 2 dot number, object 3 dot number. So we can distinguish that. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, thank you very much.
Right, so it's something, so sometimes it's like what? Like you guys, this class, we don't have so many, you guys first names the same. We just say, for example, in this class, we have 3 David. Can you recognize these 3 David? You can, yeah, because when I say David, you don't know who I talk about. So then I will say David, the last name is that, right? So then you guys know which David I talk about. But even you see, if this class, I only have 1 David, I say David, you know who I talk about. But this class, if I have 3 David, the easier way, I just add their last name. Yeah, then you guys know which David I talk about. Yeah, something, the variable name is similar like that. They are in different scope. Good. Good, continue. The last one, actually the most important one for your lab exercise today. Are you okay with the conditional operator? It's a very interesting. Yeah, so conditional operator, the question mark column, actually just using for sometime our if statement is so easy. If this is true, I do something, right? Else I do something. So why should we do so many lines? Yeah, so then we use a conditional operator. Right, so actually conditional operator is a short term to replace if else statement. Okay. So that's why. Are you guys okay with the example I show you here? You see here, that's why you see, before we will write if x greater than 0, y equal to 10, else z equal to 20. That's we need to do before. You see 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. Okay, but they are so short. So then when you're using the conditional operator, people will think, oh, you may be not taking the intro programming courses because you see you have 1 line, you finish that. So conditional operator, you have question mark and the column. So that's why they have 2 operators. So total, they have 3 operands. The first operand is the condition. If this condition true, the second operand is what we do. If the first condition, the first operand condition is false, we do the third one. So that's the conditional operator. Are you okay with that? Yeah, if you are a little confused, don't worry. Your lab exercise, I will force you guys to do that. So your lab exercise, I will show you later the example. You just need to update my example. Then when you submit, I want you to change that if else statement using the conditional operator. You good? Yeah, you know, if you are good, the next one I want you to do is for your quiz, right? Okay, so I think that's very good. Also, it's 4 o'clock. Okay, good. So that's why let's everyone go to your quiz now. We just go to the next one. Okay, your quiz is open. Okay, so just start doing your quiz now. Okay, so please everyone go to the quiz. So I will give you 5 minutes. Let me mute myself. Everyone please start the quiz. Okay, yeah, sorry everyone. Yeah, because yeah, I didn't tell you guys, but I told the other classroom. I have the bathroom remodeling today. So that's why they talked to me. Yeah, I was so happy. Yeah, actually, I plan to have the whole bathroom remodel. But now, yeah, actually, did you know all the house remodeling, you know which is the most expensive one? Bathroom, kitchen, floor, or window or painting, which one is most expensive? Do you guys know?
The bathroom.
Bathroom.
The bathroom and the kitchen, terrible. You know, the bathroom, the whole bathroom, at least 20,000. Was crazy. Yeah. Then I think yeah, because I still didn't decide my guest bathroom. But my bathroom just the bathtub, maybe something. It's a big bathtub, but something scratch or stuff. So I'm thinking about what should I do. At the beginning, I'm thinking about remodel everything. Then my friend told me actually they have some, bathtub, only the refinishing. And even the tile, they're refinishing. Yeah, so that's why I'm happy. Actually, I just do that. So then today, yeah, only one day they finish the work. Tomorrow they will come back to put the window back and everything. Now, anyway, yeah, sorry about that. Okay, everyone finish your quiz, right? Do you have any question from the quiz? Skim. Huh?
Yeah, I have a question on the quiz. I accidentally got question 3 wrong. How is x is greater than or equal to y not? How is that false?
Okay, good. We see this one again. So not right. This one, the inside parenthesis is first, right?
Oh.
Yeah, so remember inside parenthesis because they have parentheses. So 1, 5, right? 5 greater equal to -4. Yeah, so that's why this one first, then not. So that's why it's false. Yeah, right. Not have higher priority, but nothing can be higher than the parenthesis. Yeah, anything inside the parenthesis, we need to do that first. Unless this one become not y, not the parenthesis. Yeah, so that's false. Okay. Okay. Okay, good. Anything else?
Oh, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
I had a quick question on the last one. So the last one. So the first expression gets tested, but then, but then the second one is because it's either first or second. So that could be, it has to be either or. So it has to be the first one.
Right. So that's why you see the first, second, third is just the result. So that's why you first one need to be 10. Then we decide you want to get the second one or third one. Yeah, so if the first one is true, we just go to the second one right away. If the first one is false, we go to the third one right away. Yeah, so that's the condition operator. Good? Yeah, the most important thing is to help you to learn. So that's the purpose for those pop quiz. Okay, so if you don't have any question, are you ready for your lab exercise? So our lab exercise, again, I give you the sample example. But this sample example is for once, okay? Did you remember I told you guys, we see the sample example, let me quickly explain to you, okay? Did you remember before we told you we have the ASCII table? So that's why now I want you to show you, because the ASCII table if the user, we ask the user to give, for example, in the sample output, a sample example, we ask the user to enter a lowercase letter. So after you read the lowercase letter, we will tell the user, I will convert to the uppercase for you. Okay, can you guys think about how to get the user input for one letter? Can you do that? Also, that's why be careful. This one is only for the only for the lowercase letter. So the user has to give you a lowercase letter. If they give you a lowercase letter, we convert to the uppercase. But if not, I just do nothing. I just do nothing. Okay. So in order to only read one letter, we use the cin get. So we save the result into a letter variable ch. Okay. So the first thing before you convert, you need to check if this letter is the lowercase or not. If they are not, if they are lowercase, I upper to the uppercase. But if they are not, I do nothing, right? So that's why how I check their lowercase letter, you see here. I can just compare, because ASCII, you see, when we compare two letters, actually they will convert into their ASCII value. They convert to their ASCII value. So then they know which one is bigger, which one is smaller. So in order to make sure this value you enter, user enter, right, they need to be greater or equal to the lowercase a, okay? And less than or equal to lowercase z. If so, I convert to the uppercase. Otherwise, you see, I don't have else. Yeah, because if not, I just do nothing. Are you okay with me?
Why are you using just A and Z? Like, let's say they use a different letter.
Because did you remember ASCII value? Did you remember the ASCII table? Yeah, we see the ASCII table. Yeah, let me quickly search ASCII table to show you. Yeah, because now I don't know where is the PowerPoint. Yeah, so ASCII table. ASCII table, when we have ASCII table, right? They just give you the ASCII table. You see the lowercase or uppercase a. I like this one. Oh, can you guys see that? You see there a lowercase a is 61. Lowercase z is 7a. Actually, it's 121. We're using the decimal number. So lowercase a is 97. Lowercase z is 122nd. So that's why they are the boundary. I just need to know they are inside this range. Oh, do you guys understand what I mean? Why we do only this? Because I only need to know. I don't know what user entered. I don't know. I just need to know, are they within A to Z range or not? So that's why the lower one is A, the upper one is Z. So that's why I do this. Oh, did I answer your question?
Yeah, I got it.
Good. So now, so again, we see that if I'm lowercase a, right? Did you see if I'm lowercase a, how can I change to the uppercase a? You know, that's interesting. Lowercase a value is 97, right? Uppercase a value is what? 65. Their difference is what? 97 minus 65 equal to?
32.
Good. Continue. Lowercase b is 98, right? Uppercase b is 66. Their difference is what? 98 minus 66. 32.
32.
Wonderful. Again, you see lowercase z. 122. Uppercase z, 90. 122 minus 90 again.
32.
You guys like that? Yeah. All 32, right? So that's why if I have a lowercase number, right, I just need to minus 32. So did you guys see the casting now? I using the ch is the character variable. I just using this one minus 32. So how they do the calculation? Actually, they just using this one, convert become ASCII value. So I minus 32, they become integer, right? So after you become integer, don't forget you do the casting again. To cast back, the value become a character. So we reassign to the CH. So then you will find out. Also, I want you to download this file. You will run the program. Then you will find you just display the uppercase letter. Okay? Did you guys download this file?
So we can use this code in our assignment, right?
Yeah, that's what I want you to do. I want you to download this one. You run to make sure you're correct, right? So then the second part is, now, can you, using this example, so I asked the user to enter an uppercase letter. Then you give them the lowercase letter. Can you do that? Yeah, you can, right? Are you guys okay? Very good. That's what I want you to do. Okay, so the first one, please download this file. So then run the program to make sure they run correctly. Then I want you to add another section to see how to convert uppercase to lowercase. But then not finished, not finished. After you've done this, right, we're using the if statement, right? So to submit your assignment lab exercise 5, I want you to change. Earlier, I using if statements. I want you to both change the if statement become operator, conditional operator. So that's why your output won't change, but your submission should become conditional operator. Are you okay with me? I need to see the feedback. Are you okay with me?
Yes.
Very good. Next.
Yep, sure am.
Wonderful. You guys need to give me feedback. So then, you know, I just find out, I'm not sure you guys talk to each other or not, but from now on, our break room, I will add a secret question. This secret question works for 2 points for your submission. So today we talk about, so when you submit your lab exercise 4, I also want you, lab exercise 5, I want you to comment, to tell me, you need to talk to your classmates. So today our secret question is your favorite football team. Oh, but not football team, sport team, any sport team, any sport. So right now, everyone's answer in your comments. That's your submission. Okay, today we have a new one because I force you guys need to talk to each other. Okay?
Do we just introduce in like the Zoom chat or?
In the comments. Did you remember when you submit the file, you have a comments area?
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
I'm confused. What's the question today?
Question is the number 6. I want you to get every other people's answer. What's your favorite sport team? Everyone. So you have 3 people, right? Need to, including yours. That's the other person's number. The reason is, sorry, I need you to talk to your friend. So now on, every time we have secret question. Okay, I'm sorry today I talked too much. So we do 25 minutes for your breakout room. So now we can come back before 4:50. So if you have any question, don't forget I'm here. Put the question mark. Yeah, don't tell me nothing. Just tell me your classmates. Okay, so I will put you guys into the breakout room. And don't forget to answer the question. Okay. Okay, so be careful. Even you only use the if-else statement, you will get the result. But in your submission, I have to see the conditional operator. So that's why I make sure you will replace all the if-else statements using the conditional operator. And earlier, you guys have very good question. Even you just copy and paste to use the see in get, right? You may not get the second input correctly. So that's why here in the sample CPP file, I remind you here, before you copy and paste, don't forget, because if you only use the cin get, you only read one character. So earlier from user input, they maybe enter A, then they enter, right? So cin get only get the A. So you still have a new line, the enter, inside your input buffer. So if you want to use another cin get, right, you won't be able to do that. So that's why the second cin get, don't forget, you need to add cin ignore. So if you only use the cin ignore, they will ignore the next, they will ignore everything inside, in the input buffer before the next cin get.
Miss Lowe,
Yes?
do we have to use cin.get? Can we just use like the normal cin function?
No, I don't want you to do only cin the function.
Okay.
Yeah, just practice with that. That's another way we want you to practice what the cin get is. Yeah, of course, you can do the only use the cin character. Yeah, if I don't require for that. But this time just, I want you to practice with cin get and cin no. No, actually, I think, did I say only the second part? I thought it's both parts you need to change to the conditional operator. It is? Let me check again.
Excuse me, where am I supposed to put the sin ignore?
Your next cin.get.
Okay.
You want to use the cin.get, you need to use cin ignore.
Okay, so the sin get is for the char variable, right?
Right. So cin ignore to ignore the new line.
Okay.
Professor, in the lab exercise 5 page, the last part says only to convert the uppercase letter to lowercase. It doesn't mention the top part.
Say again?
So your question was, are we converting both the top and the bottom part of the program? And your requirements on the lab page is only the bottom part. So I'm just confirming what we're supposed to be doing for this lab.
I don't understand what you mean. I told you the sample code, right? I show you how to convert from the lowercase to uppercase.
Yes.
Then you need to repeat to, for the example I show you, then you need to do the second part. So after you finish the second part, right, using the if statement, then both parts, I want you to change to the conditional operator. So no more if statement. So in your lab exercise 5, when you submit, no more if statement. I need to see both parts, but only the conditional operator.
Okay, that's fine, but that's just different from what you have on the page itself.
What do you mean my page itself?
So if it says conditional operator, it says repeat the 2 steps above to convert the uppercase letter to a lowercase letter using the conditional operator. But you want us to do both parts, not just, that's fine.
Okay, let me change the wording. No more if else statement.
Very good, thank you.
Hey, Miss Lowe, I'm already done. Is it possible like you can take a quick minute just to check I'm not missing anything?
No. If you are done, you need to do your testing. You cannot I don't want you every time feel like, oh, you need to do to check to, you guys need to do your own testing. Okay. So let me reword this. Repeat.
People are leaving.
Okay, so I changed the wording. So make sure when you submit your lab exercise 5, there's no if statement. And you need to be more confident about your work. As long as you check, that's fine. Then as long as you check your program, you are fine. You are fine to submit. That's the reason we ask you to submit the work, right? Then I will grade your work. Okay, anything else for the lab exercise or before we finish the lecture today?
Could you actually explain? I'm having a hard time. I got the if statement flipped around so that it works doing lower to upper and then upper to lower. But I'm just not understanding the why or how behind the current if statement. So the if statement right now, it's if the character is greater than or equal to A and less than or equal to Z. That's just making sure that it's a letter within the alphabet A to Z.
Right, so that's earlier I explained. You just, the first one only check if they are lowercase letter, that's if statement. If that's true, so then because the ASCII value, you found the uppercase, you change to the lowercase to uppercase, you just minus 32. So this line just check the user input is lowercase. Then the second one mean you convert to the uppercase. Is that your question?
Okay. I think so.
Yeah. So be careful if it's not the lowercase. How about if user enter 1? Do you need to do anything? If user enter 1, did you guys need to do anything? Okay, did you guys listen to me or not? I feel like I'm talking to myself. And earlier I explained. And
number one doesn't work. It just says 1. So we have to add something that says
one
has to be a letter.
Right. If user enter 1, did you need to do anything? No, because I cannot do anything. I only ask you to enter a lowercase, then I can convert to the uppercase for you. So if user enter 1 or a $sign or a parenthesis, can I do anything? No. So that's why your if statement just try to check user enter. So that's the other user input validation. You need to know, oh, that's the lowercase, so I can do something for you. Otherwise, I do nothing. Okay? So make sure you test your program and see the sample output. So I will see.
How would we add something in saying if it's not a letter, like if they enter a number?
I didn't say that. So that's why I didn't have anything. So then you will see if user enter 1, right? You just print nothing because you don't have anything to convert. So don't do anything. Okay, I didn't try to ask you to say, oh, you enter 1, I don't do anything. You don't need to do that process. I just say you don't do anything. So that's why they will still print the letter you enter is something. Then the uppercase will still be, so the letter you enter is 1, then uppercase letter is still 1 because nothing I can change. Okay, I quickly to run the test to show you what I mean. Okay, so you run your program. Why so slow? Okay, so you see, enter lowercase, I enter lowercase a, you convert to a. I enter uppercase K, I convert to lowercase k. That's because you enter correct, right? But one thing is, if I just enter 8, supposedly you shouldn't do anything. So that's why they will still display the letter you enter is 8. Then how can I convert? So that's why it's still 8. So that's what I mean. We already covered that in the if else statement. So that's why you see user enter. I say enter uppercase letter. I will convert to a lowercase letter. But you didn't enter an uppercase letter. So that's why user still, I still displayed what user entered. That's the if statement already covered. So you don't need to worry about that. But earlier your question is what the if statement mean. So I show you the if statement actually just make sure user input is in that range. Only that's true, I add or minus 32. But if not, we do what? We do nothing if user didn't enter the lowercase or uppercase. Okay? Okay, so we are out of time. So I just quickly give you the reminder. Okay, so make sure you will submit before Wednesday meeting. If you still have question, right, I will allow you guys to resubmit your lab exercise. Oh, sorry, that's lab exercise 5. Okay, so then, but try to submit as early as you can. Okay, so then if you still have question, the lab exercise will open until Friday. So make sure you watch your Wednesday lecture video. Okay, so then we will work on before Wednesday meeting. Okay, so we'll work on assignment 5 on Wednesday. Okay, so the meeting will record it. So then both need to change the condition operator. Your lab exercise, I will grade your work. If anything wrong, then you can resubmit without penalty. So don't worry about that to show me now. You don't have to. Okay, so if you don't have any question for me, please just feel free to get offline. I will see you on Wednesday.
Thanks, Professor.
Thank you,
Oh, I have a
Professor.
quick
Have a good
question.
day.
You have a good day too.